audition to speak at a TEDx about my experiences of leaving Islam and the work that I've done in the area of apostasy. I was both excited and frightened. And when I realized that this talk was about the theme, Dare to Be, I realized that in order to dare, in order to be brave, there is always fear lurking in the background. It's about conquering fear. And this theme of Dare to Be encapsulates my life. In order for me to just be myself, to just be honest about what I believe in, who I am, and what I want to do with my life, I have had to be brave and to feel afraid. And for me, I grew up in a traditional Pakistani-British family with a wonderful mother and a liberal father. But I, from a very young age, was sent to Islamic schools, boarding schools, where I learned a very fundamentalist version of Islam, which my parents didn't recognize. For them, Islam is all the same. There's one Islam. But there's not. In the world, there are Islams. I use that S specifically because there are so many sects, so many schools of thought. And the school of thought that I was educated into was so puritanical that I was unable to listen to music as a child without feeling afraid, because I was taught that music was haram or wrong. And from a very young age, I was a very curious, a very inquisitive child. But at school, that meant that I was naughty and misbehaved and rebellious. And as I was being trained to become a scholar in Britain and then in Pakistan, I still had these doubts lurking beneath just questions. Really, it's about difficult questions. Questions like, is there a hell? Is there a heaven? Is Muhammad the last prophet? And these are just questions that everybody should have the right to ask and to be answered, without fear of being humiliated, being hurt, being abused in any way whatsoever. But that is not the world that we live in. So when I left Islam at the age of 19, after studying and reading about science, learning different philosophies and different ways of life, I came to a realization that I didn't believe in God anymore. Now, that should have just been a personal choice. Just a personal choice that should have been respected and accepted, but it wasn't. Because from the culture that I come from, I'm of Muslim heritage, to be an apostate or to apostatize from a religion is extremely taboo. I liken it to being gay in the 1950s in the UK. We face very similar challenges to the LGBT community, which is why, if you look at prominent apostates activists in the world, much of the language they use and the theoretical devices that they draw from are from LGBT theoretical devices. Because on both levels, we're trying to achieve authenticity, to be ourselves and to be accepted without fear. Now, if you look at this contextually around the world, I mean, I was told when I first started speaking about my experiences, or when I left Islam, the challenges I faced with my family and how they didn't understand it, and how I lost many friends who called me all sorts of names, from mad to bad, and I thought it was just me. And this is the one thing that gets said over and over again. When I speak to people that have left their religion, whether it's from Islam or from a Jehovah's Witness background. I mean, now with social media, it's a bit better. But when I was younger, it was such an unheard of thing because nobody was speaking about it. Everybody was quietly leaving their religion, living non-religious lives, but they were living it in such a way that they were not being questioned. Because you see, when your identity is a taboo identity, then your existence is a taboo existence. And that is the space in which I live. And I'm very fortunate because I live in the United Kingdom, so I don't have to face civil laws that will discriminate against me. But still, on a social and a personal level, I have felt the cost of questioning my religion. And I will give you three numbers. The first number is 22. According to the International Humanist Ethics Union, their recent report about freedom of thought, in 22 countries, blasphemy, which is to criticize religion, or anything which is deemed to be critical of religion, and apostasy, which is a formal renunciation of a person from their own faith. These two things are criminalized in one way or another in 22 countries around the world. And on top of that, you then have the next number, which is 13. In 13 countries, the death penalty exists in legislation for people that question or leave Islam. And the last number I will speak to you about, before I move on, is 1.8 billion. Often we get told there are 1.8 billion Muslims in the world. But if it is criminal and so taboo to criticize and leave Islam in so many countries around the world, then do we truly know how many Muslims there are in the world? The methodology is completely questionable. And I have worked with and seen people who have faced incredible adversity just in order to speak about their experiences, just to tell people who they are. If you go to a country like Pakistan or Iran, Saudi Arabia, Mauritius, you as a person of Muslim heritage cannot actually be authentic and be open about who you are, because even if you are still Muslim, you are not allowed to criticize and question Islam. I am an ex-Muslim or a lapsed Muslim. Actually, we've got a problem here because there's an absence of terminology. There's an absence of theory to understand that there is a genuine prejudice and discrimination affecting people across the globe, people who no longer wish to follow faith, wish to live secular, non-religious lives, but cannot. And it's not just a question of blasphemy laws or apostasy laws allowing people to criticize religion. It's more than that. You see, Ramadan is a very spiritual time for people throughout the year. However, if you are somebody who lives in somewhere like Pakistan and you no longer believe or no longer wish to follow your faith, whether you have left or you're still the same, whatever you identify as, you cannot eat in public in Ramadan without fear that you might be in prison for up to 3 months. So this is a human rights issue, it's a civil rights issue, and across the world there are thousands of people who are fighting little revolutions in their own way. And the way that you will see it is you see it on social media, on Twitter. Facebook and Twitter are very dangerous places for people like me. If you are in Egypt and you want to make a YouTube video about your experiences or what you believe in, you can have the police knocking on your door for the charge of criticizing Islam. Now, I don't want people to think that the issue of this sort of prejudice only affects people of Muslim heritage. It also affects people from different religious backgrounds, from Christian backgrounds, from Jewish backgrounds, especially if you are in more conservative, fundamentalist groups. The Jehovah's Witnesses, for instance, very specifically have shunning as a part of their belief system. So if a person stops believing or doesn't want to follow the faith anymore, they will be pushed out. So, for me, the question really is, what can we do about it? So the first one really is awareness, being able to speak in public, being able to speak about your experiences, and allowing people to understand that this is a human experience. Whether people believe in a religion or they don't believe in a religion, I don't personally think that this is a theological question. If people want to argue that their faith tells them that a person who leaves a religion is a sinner, then that is their choice. But this is a question of allowing people to live safely in environments which are their homes. I mean, I've had people say to me, well, if someone doesn't like the apostasy laws or the blasphemy laws in Iran and Pakistan, why don't they just leave? And then when people come here, they get told to go. So essentially it's about allowing people to feel that they can be themselves. And you see with religion, it's one of those things that people don't want to talk about it. It's not polite to talk about religion at a dinner table. It's not interesting for a lot of people. But you see, for millions of people around the world, being able to openly criticize religion is not about criticizing religion necessarily, it's about criticizing their state. When a state and religion go hand in hand, if they are unable to criticize religion, then they are unable to criticize their political institutions. You see, apostasy laws and blasphemy laws essentially are about controlling the population. It is about politics and it's about religion. It's about religious politics. And as somebody who has been through a myriad of emotions, shame, guilt. I mean, I was training to become a scholar, and I came home to my mother and told her after 6 years of Islamic education that I don't think that there's God anymore. And the shock that she felt, and the shock that people feel when they hear it, comes from a place of misunderstanding. You see, there are so many prejudiced stereotypes that exist about us, that we do not understand religion, that we do not love people from our community, that we have no culture, that we have no values, that we are nothing. And this is how people are treated. In the United Kingdom, in America. In America, we've been told that around 23% of people of Muslim heritage have left Islam. And we don't know how many numbers of people in Middle Eastern countries, in South Asia, who are free thinkers, who wish to be able to speak about their experiences and to live authentic lives in peace are out there. And so the question really is, how do you move forward? There have been a few studies that have been done. Simon Coty wrote a book about Muslim apostates. And I this year edited a book called Leaving Faith Behind, which was about a series of testimonies of people who had left Islam. And when I edited that book, I did it with a Muslim, Aliyah Saleem, because I really feel that the way to move forward is to understand that this is a social issue with social solutions. If theologians wish to reform the religion, that's up to them. That's an academic conversation. But we can't wait for people to wish to reform their religion and to spread that idea before we secure the rights of people around the world. The first thing really is working with people, working with Muslims, working with religious communities, to see if we can find a way, find a balance, find common ground to protect vulnerable people. And the second one really is about raising awareness, speaking to people, making sure that those organizations, those groups, those people that work with vulnerable people understand that when a person leaves their faith, they then become vulnerable because you don't know what's going to happen to them. I have worked with young girls, teenagers, who are petrified because they no longer believe, no longer wish to follow the rules of their religion. And they ask me, Aliyah, what can I do? I don't wish to wear my hijab anymore, for instance. How do I do it? And what I tell them is what you have to understand is that if you wait for permission, that permission is not going to come. You have to give yourself the permission. I decide to do this. I am going to dress like this. And often, what they're asking me is not, Aliyah, how can I do this? How can I decide to live my own life? What they're asking is, how do I deal with this deep, bone-sinking feeling of shame? Because essentially it's about shame. How do we overcome it? And the first thing I would say really is speak about it, don't stay isolated, talk to other people around you. And allow yourself to find allies, to find friends, and look for people online, even if you don't have them in your own vicinity. And I feel that what we have come in is a beautiful movement of free thinkers, of critical thinkers, of Muslim heritage, whether they are atheists or humanists, it doesn't matter. Whether they wish to remain Muslims, it doesn't matter. What we have common, what we see happening, is a revolution in terms of expression. There are more young people of Muslim heritage who are out there speaking about themselves, writing their own articles, making their own platforms, publishing their own material. And so I have in many ways come a long way. I started out as somebody who felt completely on her own, isolated. I was having a really, really rough time with my family who didn't understand. And I often say to people who are younger than me, who are going through this experience where they might be feeling disowned or emotionally pushed out, that time is a great healer. If you see, daring to be brave is only inspirational for a time period. When it becomes someone's reality that every day they are afraid, every day they have to dare, it becomes exhausting, emotionally and physically. And that's why I hope that as we move forward, we will have the social and the political reforms that we need in order to allow people to just be themselves without having to be so brave just to be themselves.